Yes, champ, what is happening? Welcome back to this training. So in today's training, I want to walk you through how to be successful in 2025. As we know, being successful is subjective. So I want to get a little bit more clear on that. How to drop your first £20 in 2025, how to run your first event, whatever you've got set out with your New Year resolutions or your New Year's intentions. I'm going to give you the roadmap to help you become even more successful going into 2025. So a few things that we're going to be focused on in today's training are common challenges that men face around goal setting, around starting the journey, not being successful on their journey, the big problems that you face, goal setting. Again, I think people set goals like, I want to run 10K, and that's it. And we'll go through that in a second, how you break it down into phases and the blueprint that I use with my team to get unbelievable results that I'll also walk you through as well. So the big problem is, by the time it gets to February, 80% of diets fail in the fitness industry, 80%. And that's usually, I think it's around 34% because people lose motivation. I think it's 18% because people set unrealistic expectations. And then it's 7% sadly because their partner or the people in their circle don't want them to continue, which is absolutely awful. So they're big percentages, and that is a big problem. So if I move this down, why is this shit so hard? Like, why can't people get to where they want to get to successfully? So we're going to break that down in today's training. And again, these are some of the ideas or some of the reasons why people struggle to reach their goal in the first place. Number one, lack of clarity, lack of support on the goal. Number three, as we said earlier, setting unrealistic expectations. I wanted to use 10 kilos in the first month, and then I'm going to lose another 10 kilos, and then I'm going to run a marathon, and then I'm going to run 50 marathons, whatever it is. Unreal expectations. The past, they think that the past has something to do with it. Well, it worked in the past, and that's what I did in the past, and this, and this, they're constantly living in used to land. It feels too big. I can understand why. When you've got a big goal of wanting to lose 20 pound or 20 kg, or you want to run a marathon, or you want to do these big targets, of course it's going to be scary, but it's how you make that big, massive goal feel small, and we're going to go through that in a second. Don't want to miss out. Again, fear of missing out on things like, oh, well, if I diet, I'm going to have to miss out on eating out, or I'm not going to be able to eat with my family in the evening time, and all these sort of things pop up with people. Guys, busy. As you get into adulthood, I've spoke about this before, you just become more busy right the way through until retirement, when you've got a higher chance of dying because you're bored. Basically, not a good trade-off. So can't find the balance as well between this in a second. So one of the big things that we focus on inside Tribe, and again, you might notice this yourself, is that, let me change this color so we make it a little bit more standoutish. This one into blue. If people focus too much on this work and family life, i.e. you've got a young family and you're trying to grow the career ladder or climb the career ladder, you miss out on this, which is fitness. Something always drops off. You can't see that, can you? Let me just move this up so you can see it. There you go. Fitness always drops off, or something always drops off. And again, same with this. So if you focus too much on work and too much on fitness, then the family life or the family dynamic drops off. There might be problems there. And if you focus on family and you focus on fitness, then work gets hit as well. Whereas it doesn't have to be one or the other. It can be what I call the trifecta flywheel, and it's about how everything influences one another. So working on yourself with your fitness is only going to benefit your work, and then you're going to feel so fulfilled from having more energy, feeling the most confident how you look and how you feel, taking that into work, hitting new targets, getting promotions, which happens all the time. It's going to affect your family life, and then your family life is going to be really, really good, and then that's going to just feed into, well, this is working. And it all starts with focusing on yourself. And again, it's quite difficult to do that when you feel like it's selfish or it's taking you away from other things. But as I said there, it won't take you away from the family, and it won't take you away from your career if you find the right balance, which is something that we're going to be going through. And again, this is why these guys, they're all dads. As you can see here, they're all dads, they're all busy, they're all career driven. I'm career driven, I'm a dad, I'm in shape. That is our values. It's not like we want to get really, really shredded and give up all of our career path, or get really, really shredded at the detriment of our family. It's not like that at all. These guys, and me included, all want to do them three things. Mark, I've helped him lose over 30 kilos and run his first half marathon in 2024 alone, which is amazing. Gaz, he's a doctor. You can imagine his schedule. 20 kilos down, 6 marathons this year. 6 marathons. Again, I haven't pushed him to do 6 marathons. He's enjoyed the first one that he did, the second one he did, and he just ended up doing more and more. And he's got big plans for 2025 as well. Mike, same thing, dad of 2. his weight dropped down. I can't remember what it was, maybe 20, 30 kilos as well. Ran a marathon, now benches 120 kilos and squats well more than that. Same with Dave, added 10 kilos of muscle mass. These are, this is when he dropped 10 kilos down, and we've added 10 kilos on top of that frame since then in 2024 alone. Here's his first, his all-time PB on a squat the other day, 10 reps, 125 kg, the most that he's lifted in over 10 years. So Leon, same thing, business owner, dropped 10 kilos, got in shape for his family holiday. And again, there's a few other things as well. Again, I'm not going to bore you too much with these wins, but this is what I wanted to post. You've got wins from the year already from Mark and from Josh there. But here, at the start of 2024, Stay did not believe that he would run a marathon or run a sub 25k, and we have done both as of yesterday. So again, never mind that, but he got in the best shape of his life for his holiday. And the big one, in my opinion, is he finally found control with his nutrition, because that used to consume his life quite a bit before he started coaching. And all of that, when he applied himself, shout out to Steve. So really, really happy. And again, I'm going to walk you through exactly how we've done that with these guys and how we do that with everyone else as well. So we've got 2 cycles. I need a better name for them, but we've got the negative cycle and the positive cycle. I know, legit. So with the negative cycle, this is where you might find yourself right now. The big thing is that you have no clarity. And what we mean by that is you don't know where you're going. Simple as that. You know that you want to get in shape, or you know that you want to get fitter, you want to get faster or stronger or whatever. You know that's something that needs to change. You've identified that, but you don't know what the actionable steps are. So when you've got no clarity, that leads to no action. I don't know what I need to do. And one of my favorite quotes that I use all the time is you can't hit a target that you can't see. Simple as that. No action leads to what? No motivation. Why? Because how can you be motivated on doing the thing when you don't know what to do? Which leads to no surprise, no results. And then you end up stuck in that cycle because you think, well, what's the point? Because I'm not getting results. I'll try again. No action, no motivation. And it comes to here. A lot of time, I speak to a lot of people in the DMs and they always say, I'm just lacking motivation, or I've got no motivation. It's not motivation that's the thing that you're lacking. It's action and clarity is the thing that you're lacking, because when you do the thing, you get more motivated by doing it. So that's what we call the positive cycle. And hopefully this is going to be future you. So what happens here? We create a clear roadmap, which you're going to go through in a second, which gives you an action plan. So clarity creates action. Action, you've got a job. If I do 1 + 2 = 3, that's going to give me that return. Okay, that leads to more and more motivation. Same with me, like going out and running a sub 20-minute 5k last weekend. That's give me more motivation to keep running in this marathon prep, because I can see the progress happening as I do it. If I was to not see any progress, or do this, I would lose motivation, because I would be frustrated, and that's where most people find themselves. Motivation leads to doing the things. Why? Because you see the results, and that leads to more clarity because it's working. So you find yourself being stuck in that positive cycle. This is the cycle that we want to try and find ourselves in as much as possible. And how we do that is through this. This is my favorite app in the world. If you don't know what it is, put in the comments if you know before you even say this now. But this is Waze. And this is like Google Maps or like Apple Maps. But in my opinion, it's the best. It tells you where police are, speed cameras are, potholes are, where stopped cars are. It tells you how far it's going to take you, what route's the best. It gives you a full breakdown GPS of the best route to take. And that's exactly the same with your journey. It's all about forward thinking and backwards planning. So what do we mean by that? What is the ultimate goal? Let's use in this example, I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to lose 20 pounds. Okay, that's the goal. Now we have to reverse engineer. What does that look like? How long is that going to take? What are the things that we have to do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis to achieve that? What do we have to stop doing? And so on and so forth. But when people find themselves on this journey without that clarity, you don't really know what that path looks like. So you're constantly going to run into little roadblocks like here. And this might be like, well, it's our first meal out, eating out. That's meant to say eating out. For example, this one might be holiday or event or illness, for example. You're always going to run into roadblocks. And that's what I want to get across to people, is that no matter what, there's going to be challenges. So you're never going to find yourself with a clear 4, 6, 8, 10-week roadmap with nothing in the diary, because it's just not normal. So we want to make it as super streamlined as possible, just like this one. And I put little bus stops here because I think you want to really break it down. And we do this with our team through our monthly reflections into Thursday sprints, breaking it down. So let's go, okay, 4 months. we want to lose £20. I don't know why I'm using that pen. That means that each month we need to lose £5. That's meant to be £5. That means that each week we need to lose £1 to £2. Can you see how that's a lot more manageable than the £20 target? And then you go even further than that about how do we lose £1 to £2, and that's going to come down to, again, whatever suits you bespokely. I'm going to do 3 sessions. I need to be eating 2,000 calories, whatever that looks like based on your macros. It becomes a lot more manageable like that. And that's exactly what we do with our team. So we take them through, let me zoom this out. We take them through our 4-phase roadmap, and that is prime, progress, optimize, perform. The first 30 days, and I want you to take this into January, is all about building structure, building the foundation, building the concrete base for the house. From there, you go into the progression phase where you can turn the dial up, and that might mean, okay, you've been tracking food, yeah, you've been losing weight, you've been going to the gym. Okay, let's start to focus on intensity in the gym. Let's start to increase that protein intake. Let's try and push that step count. Let's try and whatever it looks like for you. Add that on until we hit that primary goal of £20 lost. From there, optimize, we reverse you out of the diet and you go into a performance phase where people tend to go on to run half marathons and marathons because action leads to more motivation. When you see the thing work, it unlocks new doors. The same way that Josh went in 7 weeks from running 0, not run at all, to running 9 km, 9 kilometers in 7 weeks, which is double his target by the time we got to Christmas. Unbelievable. Why? Action leads to more motivation. So we've said this before, but this is our triple P framework. We've got perform, progress, and purpose. So this is what we do to get there. Everyday athlete body, we know this, 10% body fat, 10 to 15%. Again, not at the detriment of losing out on family, missing out on meals out, all the above. Energy, again, there's no point in being shredded or fast or fit or look good if your energy is on the floor. You can't get a hard on, your libido's through the floor, you name it, it's not worth it. From there, again, we get people to run their first event. That's how we progress. Perform, how do we do that? Through coaching, simple. Through education, simple. And through community and communication, simple. Purpose, this is what we all stand for. And again, the big thing that I've mentioned there is if we go right the way to the top, I'm getting excited now, as you can tell. This trifecta is that outside of work and family, a lot of men don't have purpose, because when you grow up, and you're probably the same as me, you grew up doing team sports, you grew up around other men, and this is why you struggle as you get into your 30s and older, because everyone starts to settle down, you're starting a family, and the lads don't go out as much anymore, or you quit your football team 5 years ago, so you don't have that connection with men anymore. Whereas I've noticed that, and I've identified that probably since 2020, and we all know what happened there. Community is huge, so bringing people together who all have that same purpose is absolutely vital. We do that through our momentum days in person, so we always host events throughout the year to bring people together, and then we do like group calls, again, for people who are all over the world who we coach as well. So that's a little bit of an overview of goal setting. Again, I could walk you through this, but I'll say that for another video. I've actually walked through that on the triple P framework video, so go and check it out, about our hybrid nutrition system, our hybrid training system, and our hybrid lifestyle system. But the big thing that I wanted to get across in this video was goal setting is important, but based on what I've said there, don't set unreal expectations. Yes, set big targets, but you have to understand what it takes to get to that target. What's the breakdown on a 30-day basis? What do I need to do to get there on a daily, weekly basis? And if you're unsure on that and you don't know how to do that, hire some help to get you there, whether it's from me, whether it's from someone else. Having a support system, having accountability is only going to benefit you on your journey. And then final thing that I want you to leave you with is, if you like my content and you want to find a little bit more, I have a 30 days and 30 tips that I send out on email. So you can get that completely free. Everything to do with hybrid training, nutrition, eating out, free resources, running guides, my thoughts all broken down into email format over 30 days. Go and get it. I'll leave a link in the description for you to grab. It's completely free. It's worth its weight in gold, or for the exchange of an email address so I can send it to you. So yeah, go and get that. And if you want any help with coaching, if you want more information on that, go and check it out on Instagram. Message me on there and we can go through the details. But I'm going to leave you and love you there. Again, if you find this useful, if you think this useful going into 2025, I also want to know what your goals are going into 2025 in the comments below. Again, you've got a 42% chance more likelihood of getting it complete if you have a public accountability. Fact. Put it in the comments. What are your big goals for 2025? And I'm looking forward to seeing you smash it in the new year. Let's go.